Oh, crystal ball, what do your prophecies foresee? The number 4, a ghost, a legendary ghost. I must warn the others. That is right, guys. That is the tale of how I accidentally predicted Gen 4. For those of you who follow me on Twitter, you will have seen possibly this post that I put out last night in which I said, got some exciting news dropping in under 24 hours. It's going to be exciting. Here's a hint. Little plant emoji. That was a hint at the Pro Planty collab and meetup that is happening very, very soon. But many of you jumped on straight away saying, oh, is it Turtwig? Is it Gen 4? Bonsley, perhaps? I quickly followed up by saying, before everyone starts commenting, no, it's not related to Gen 4. Like, what are you on about? I then woke up this morning to a squillion and one notifications and this tweet from Kyla. When Zoe's trying to hint about a Pro Planty collab, but accidentally becomes the YouTuber that knows when Gen 4 is releasing. And this thumbnail image here of what appears to be Turtwig's head. And I had absolutely no context for what was going on. Like, when the YouTuber that knows when Gen 4 is releasing, what? Excuse me? Jumped straight onto Pokemon GO Live and oh my goodness, guys. Gen 4 is coming. What? This psychic type event, the spooky month, October, must have given me some otherworldly information. No, it's just completely a coincidence, but it's really cool. That's like the best coincidence ever. The thumbnail for the Gen 4 announcement trailer is the Turtwig leaf on his head. And that was this is the emoji we're using now for Gen 4, is just the little plant emoji. Oh my days. It was bizarre, it was a crazy way to wake up and so much hype. So we jumped into the entire breakdown of the video of the announcement in that post as well on my live stream. So if you want a really detailed breakdown, check it out up here. So the main, besides like the absolute hype of Gen 4 coming, in the trailer we do see Chimchar, we see the head of Turtwig, and we see little Piplup swimming through the Arctic Ocean, or maybe Antarctic Ocean, I don't really know. But we also see, wreathed in shadows, the face of Giratina. Now, a few other people have said, oh, I think it's Dialga, I think it's Palkia, I think it's Giratina. We went into a deep dive on the live stream as well, but pretty much to break it down, you can see in the shadowy eyes, under the red of the eyes, there are 2 stripes going in diagonally on the face of the Pokemon. And if you take a really close look at Giratina, Giratina has diagonal stripes, Palkia has horizontal stripes, and Dialga has vertical stripes on their face. So you can see the pointed little like nose peak that they have. All of them have like a pretty similar-ish little like pointed nose peak on their like crown almost, but Giratina is the one with diagonal stripes. So I think we can fairly safely say it is Giratina. I'm like okay, I never like to make speculations or hype without like reasonable like backup. I am so hopeful that Giratina is going to be our next raid boss. Like once Mewtwo leaves on the 23rd, 24th, depending what time zone you're in, once Mewtwo leaves, I think we're going to be seeing Giratina. And here's why. First of all, it was in the video trailer as like they could have put anything else. They could have put just the starters in. They could have put any other legendary in. They could have just put in like Lucario or Garchomp or something else that's a cool Pokemon. But they put in Giratina. Giratina is a ghost type Pokemon or half ghost type Pokemon. It's Halloween month, it's October, it's the spooky season. Mewtwo leaves on the 23rd, 24th, right in time for like Halloween weekend. And if there was a Pokemon Go event for Halloween, it'd be starting around then as well. Suffice to say, we could potentially be seeing this spooky legendary in raids very soon. Of course, this is purely assumption, but it is assumption based off some reasonable evidence. What do you guys think? Am I getting way too ahead of myself? I feel like all the little pieces are lining up. Ghost type, it was in the video, it's when Mewtwo leaves, right on time for Halloween weekend. I feel like it's Maybe. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think yes, no, we might see it, we might not see it? I don't think it'll be an EX raid legendary because Deoxys is probably still gonna be cycling through its different forms. It's gonna be here for a while. It'd be too soon to get rid of Deoxys out of EX system. I think it's gonna be the next level 5. It's my turn for a conspiracy corner. But in that update as well, there was information about the stats reroll. So there's going to be an entire rework to the Pokemon stats, HP, stamina, defense, everything essentially. That some of these features will retroactively affect Pokemon, and some of these updates will affect Pokemon going forward that we will encounter in the wild. I'm gonna get into that kind of like stats and, you know, rework kind of stuff a little bit later. I don't want to make too many assumptions about how it's going to change and what is going to change, and I know for me, I'm not the numbers crunching person for like the battle system and things like that, so I want to sit down and properly read up on how this will affect or how this might affect Pokemon going forward. Additionally, in the announcement, there was talk of certain things like weather having a reduced effect on Pokemon spawn rates. So for example, I know when it is cloudy weather, or is it partly cloudy weather, I can't remember, when there is the one that boosts fighting type, all I see everywhere is Machop. Like, and that's kind of great. Like, Machop's a good usable Pokemon if you can get a spicy one, but it is all I see. And Kangaskhan everywhere, which, I mean, I'm sure if you're international, that would be amazing for you. But having a change to the weather system where potentially other things are still able to spawn and it's not just a cluster of the weather boosted Pokemon is pretty cool, especially if you live somewhere that's constantly one weather. For me, we've only had foggy weather once where I live, once, and it's been foggy plenty of times, but obviously not enough to peak on the weather radar and to change the weather in game for Pokemon Go. So there's certain weather types that we just don't experience. I'll never experience snow where I am, and that's fine. The game is supposed to be played differently in different parts of the world, but say if you're living in the desert and your weather is sunny 24/7, you don't even get cloudy, it's gonna get pretty repetitive if everything is boosted. So there's gonna be some pretty interesting changes to spawns happening. It also talked about seeing more abundance of Pokemon and more frequency of Pokemon. So my thoughts on that might be that they are adding new spawn points and perhaps making some changes to the spawn timers. So if you sit on a particular spawn point, you can actually time how long there is in between each Pokemon spawning, whether it be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. So a spawn point might only spawn something every hour, and that's why you might not see, you catch that one thing and then you're like, nothing else is spawning here. 1 hour later, something spawns in the exact same spot. So to me, this sounds like there might be something changing with spawn points and spawn timers, which will be awesome considering Gen 4 is coming. It's gonna be more Pokemon. We still want to be able to catch some of those older ones as well, potentially. So a good little, maybe freshen up the spawn points. And then it also spoke about changes to nests. Well, it didn't specifically say nests. It said changes to certain areas such as parks and nature reserves will now contain more varied Pokemon. Now, I hope that this isn't the removal of nests. I hope that this is kind of like an upgrade and a tweak to nests. Can you imagine having like a dual nest spawn or a triple nest spawn? So say for example, the Pokemon might still, you know, they've still got the regular stuff that spawns, whatever, but we are all aware of like the nests around us. So, you know, if there's a Growlithe nest, that spot is spawning so much more Growlithe than anything else. Could you imagine if you had like a Growlithe, Shuppet, Clefairy nest at the same time? Or a Pikachu, like just a triple nest. So there's more of those 3, plus the sprinkling of other stuff. And then every 2 weeks that changes to a fresh 3 and then another 3. Like, that would be incredible to me, definitely. And it also gives us the chance to catch more variety of things. So say sometimes with the nest rerolls, every area only has a certain amount of nests. So say for Newcastle might have, you know, there's probably, oh, if I'm just gonna pull a number out of the air, maybe 10 really good nests. There's of course other little pockets or things that are out of the way or hard to get to, but maybe 10 really good nests to go and hunt and grind at. And sometimes you just get re-rolled with a bunch of stuff that you're like, oh, we see this all the time anyway. I'm not too keen on that Pokemon. But if we were seeing double or triple nest typings, that would be awesome. Like, it's doubling the chance or tripling the chance of getting some good stuff nesting near you. Now this could be totally wrong. It could just be like there's nothing to do with nests at all, and there's just gonna be more stuff in parks or places marked as nature reserve to encourage more nature play. I don't know, but it's exciting. Are you guys excited? There is so much happening in this game right now. The plan for today was to actually take you guys out for an old school, like just regular old Pokemon hunt. There's actually a Growlithe nest in town, but it has just started bucketing down rain today. It's really miserable weather. So So I suppose it's a good time this news came out to talk about Gen 4. I'm so excited to see these new changes coming to the game. I'm so excited to see what's happening with the new Pokemon spawns, spawn points, timers, things like that, if that is what's happening. Like from what I've read, it sounds incredibly exciting in this update. The changes to like battle stats, in-game battle stats. This is gearing up for possibly PvP, maybe a gym rework. The fact that there's potential for more Pokemon that we don't currently use to become meta is incredible, and to like really spice up and diversify like potential future battles or future like gyms and raids and everything like that is, I'm hyped up. I'm really excited. And as I said in my live stream as well, guys, I really want to call out and like hats off to Niantic. They've been like, I don't think we've had a month, let alone 2 weeks straight without something happening in game. We've had event after event after event, after community day, after special spawn, after shiny, after, it's just been like the ultra bonus, like everything. It's been non-stop in game, and they have been working their bums off. So I just wanted to say like a little hats off and congrats, like good job and thank you to Niantic. It's so easy for us to criticize and call out when they do something wrong or something that we don't agree with or anything. If something breaks a little bit in the game, and if it's, sometimes it's warranted. Sometimes, you know, something breaks and we need to call it out. It's so easy to call out those things and say the game doesn't work or whatever it might be. But we don't really sit down and say thanks that often. Like, this is a free-to-play game with so much fun and just crazy constant updates and just so much stuff to keep us occupied. So I just want to say a massive thank you again, as we did in the live stream. Everyone was sharing their appreciation as well in there, and I was really positive to see like such a good energy in the live stream and everyone just saying like, you know what, yeah, they have been like working their bums off. We've had stuff to do every single day of this year, so thank you. I'm excited to see the future of where this goes, because there's been so much already this year and we're not even at the end. We're getting close to the end, but it's not New Year's yet. Whew. They're keeping me busy, that's for sure. So let me know, guys, what are your thoughts? Do you think that my Giratina theory is reasonable? I mean, I'm sure it's the same as a lot of other people's theory for this. What are you most hyped up for from this new announcement? Are you excited for the stats rework? Are you excited for new changes coming to parks and nature reserves and to weather changes and things like that? I'm genuinely really excited. For anyone from Sydney as well, or the Sydney area watching as well, be sure to check out the video that I did talking about the meetup with ProPlanty yesterday. We'll be coming to Sydney for Community Day, and I need your suggestions of whereabouts in Botanic Gardens to actually meet up. It's quite a large garden, so I want to meet up with you guys, or we both want to meet up with you guys in probably the best spot to do it. So let us know in that video where we should be doing that. But otherwise, catch us at Botanic Gardens for Community Day. I am stoked, so excited for this meetup. And for anyone who's not able to attend the Community Day meetup in Sydney, hello William, how do you doing, buddy? For anyone who's not able to attend the meetup in Sydney, leave some suggestions in the comments as well. If there's something that you guys would like to see us do in collab videos, we're gonna have like a full week together as well to be filming and making some fun stuff, so let us know. You alright, mate? So, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully it clears up tomorrow and we can go out for a proper little Pokemon hunt. I had something really fun planned for you guys, so fingers crossed. But otherwise, have a wonderful, wonderful morning, noon, night, whatever time it is for you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.